Happy Wednesday. It's 11, so a little bit later than I normally go live. However, I had a doctor's appointment this morning, so I went to my doctor's and then came home and made some food for myself. And I'm munching. I'm munching right now because I wanted something a little bit crunchy. And if you've ever been to Costa Rica, you know about plantain chips. They're the best. So good. So good. And like they use cleaner ingredients than the US does. So you can not feel as bad eating almost an entire bag of them. So anyways, that being said, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are tuning in from. So today, I was going to talk a little bit about energy in your energetic cup. So when we talk about energetic cup, and like we have this idea, like you can't necessarily pour from an empty cup. You can't give more of yourself when you have nothing to give. But I also want to give you a little something else to like kind of chew on, something else to think about. But what if your cup is filled with stuff that you don't want? Like if you are trying to pour into a cup, which a lot of us are right now, like we're trying to pour, you know, more meditation. We're trying to pour more activations, more self-care, more, like whatever. Like we're pouring all these things in to ourselves and to our energetic bodies. But if our bodies are so junked up with all of the other crap, like there's not any space for that stuff. Like when you start to look at self-care as like a checklist item, a thing that you've got to do, like a chore, that doesn't feel good. That's not necessarily good for your energy, for your energetics. In everything, literally everything in the world relates to energy. It relates to the vibration, it relates to the frequency that you're giving off. So if you at any point are, wanting to call in more things like money, or you want more joy or love, or maybe it's clients, or acceptance, or maybe you want like a different job, or you want more travel, or you want this like house or whatever, like whatever the thing is, right? You're trying to call more in of it, but are you actually creating the space for it? Um, and this just came up like in my mind, but I'm thinking about it now that we're talking about it. But like I was watching, I don't remember what it was. I think it was like some matchmaker show or something, like a long time ago. And this woman was talking to this guy, and like his house was essentially like a bachelor pad. Like it was legit a bachelor pad. Like, pool table in the middle of the living room, the fridge that has like just beers and stuff, and no food. So it's like this guy kept on going on dates, and he didn't really understand like why nothing was hitting, or nothing was sticking, I guess I should say. So she asked him, like, look at your house, look at your space that you're in. Is it really welcoming for a female energy to come into the space? Like, would a female come into this and be like, oh, like I'm comfortable here, like I belong here, right? Or is it putting off the vibe that I'm not welcome? Like I prefer to have my bachelor pad life, like like there's no, he's not creating space for a woman to come in energetically or like physically. And so like it had me pondering, like we often desire more, but are we truly making room for it, both physically and energetically for it to flow in? Like, and I know, like we talk about like energetics. This is not, like some people would say it's woo woo or whatever. But woo. This is a scientific fact. Like you, quantum science, like it proves that energy like has an effect on people, has an effect on things around you, has an effect on, like your outer world. And so if you're vibrating at a certain level, if you're vibrating in, you know, in since we're talking about like space, like if you're vibrating in this level with overwhelm and like everything's cluttered around you and things are constantly pulling at your attention from all different directions. And yeah, I know if you got kids you can't really help that, but if like you don't have the time, like the actual space to just be and to feel like open and just like you can receive, honestly, you're going to vibrate on this level of fear or of desire or resentment. Like those are not good levels to be at if you're wanting to call things in. So what you have to do is actually bring your vibration level up to a space where you can receive what you're wanting to receive. A lot of the times we're blocking the things that are coming to us because again, like we're not vibrating at that level. Our energy's not where it needs to be at in order to receive it. And when our energy's not there, we're basically putting on the blinders. Like we can't see what's going on out here that's available to us. All of this out here that's available to us. So we block off that possibility. We block off from even being able to see that as an option. So when you think about energy and you think about creating space, and this can be like both physically and energetically. So like physically, obviously clearing out the clutter, um, scheduling on your calendar time for you, like self-care, scheduling time for clients, scheduling time for opportunities. Maybe it's like a networking event that you get to go to. Um, Clearing out the clutter. As I said, creating maybe a workspace or a scene or even like a zen room, like creating a zen room, like something that makes you feel really good and safe and protected and just like allows you to take that breath of fresh air and just like release it. Like we don't want these rooms or areas where you're just like feeling like it's jagged and it's sharp and it just instills your attention and your direction and it drains you like physically, but also creating space energetically. Like I like to say or remind people, like you go into trance several times throughout the day. Most of the time, no matter what, like you're gonna go into trance both right before you fall asleep. It's like that middle portion, like where you're actually like consciously awake and like full on in deep sleep. There's this moment where it's just like you're just basically hanging in the balance of like you're super relaxed. You're still aware of what's going on. You're not quite asleep. So that's what we call trance. That's a hypnosis like state. So, right before you're about to clunk out and go to sleep at night, and right after you wake up, you're in the subconscious state, this trance like state. So, what about creating a morning or night routine that allows you to, you know, take, take I don't even know what word I'm trying to speak here, but like to take that opportunity to use that trance-like state to where you can actually directly talk to your subconscious mind, directly rewire yourself. So I like to say, and especially because we did like this inner child releasing recently, this past weekend, is to talk to your inner child or talk to yourself, or visualize what you want, like what is coming to you. So when you do that in these trance like states, it's essentially you're telling your brain this is important. You do it enough and it starts to automate, and then your subconscious mind will work in the background to get you that goal. Like I like to say, the conscious mind is the goal setter, the subconscious mind is the goal getter. Like you plant those seeds in there little by little, and your subconscious mind grows it for you. It aligns everything for you. It causes opportunities to appear. You show up in a different way. So when you start to do these things, then eventually it's like basically laying the tracks so that you do get there. So use that time. Use that time to tell yourself you're here, that you're safe, that your inner child is welcome, that you love them, that you're here for them. Um, and then visualize like where you want to be. Where do I want to be in 3 months? Where do I want to be in a year? And put it in there, put it out there. Like tell the universe exactly what you want. And I was just talking to somebody this morning who attended the healing class, and we were talking about like uh, that that movement from going from like the corporate world to like actually the flow and trusting yourself of starting a business or being in your feminine divine flow. And so when we were talking about the subconscious mind, like your subconscious very much likes flow, but it also likes repetition. And so we have these programs that we've been running in our mind, like for me like 41 years. Like it's a process to essentially shake things up, to delete or resort or rewire those subconscious programs so that we are in more of a divine flow or a flow like state, the state of being that we were well before we had any of these programs. So visualize your desires, align it with your energy, like actually feeling yourself with your vibration raising when you're thinking about these things. And so when you commit to doing this, and you commit to doing especially like inner child work, you start to quiet that chatter, that mind chatter, and that fear then transforms into belief. And yeah, this is where I was going also with that story, is like we were also talking about releasing the outcome. So being in flow, telling the universe what we want, but not how we get there. That's the biggest problem, that the biggest mistake that people make when they're trying to manifest something, is they are saying, well, I want this amount of money, and this is how I get it, with this many clients, and this amount each month, and this specific program. Like they're setting it out in all these ways that it has to be this way, that they're not open to all the other possibilities of everything else. So when you're not open to other possibilities, the universe is kind of like, well, I was gonna give you like this inheritance, but like I guess if you don't really want that, then and it has to be this way that you get this money, then you know maybe not, like, or whatever, like you're not open to the other possibilities of things. You're not open to seeing like how a collaboration could help you. Um, so again, like one of my favorite ways to manifest and to also consciously create is tending to your energy, your goal of intention, repeat, 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 repeat. And like I call this like tending to your energetic garden. Like basically you're creating a powerful container for a manifestation. Again, you're telling the universe like this is what I want. You're telling your brain this is what I want, and you're repeating it so many times that it's like, okay, I get it. Like let's automate this shit. Let's get it done, and like eventually it's just gonna without even really having to do like all of the things. All it's not like the programs and the processes and all of these things. It's actually being in the flow of it and releasing the outcome so that you just flow into it. Like you just, however it happens, but I know I will get there. And having that actual belief that you will get there. Like that's the secret sauce. So I did do this kind of on the email. However, I did want to do a short little I guess you can say like a little meditation, inner child meditation. Because sometimes our past experience, like they clutter our energetic field and they kind of block the flow of what we desire. So, what I want you to do is, if it's safe to do so, is just go ahead and find a quiet space. And first, I want you to ground. So, we're just going to take a big, deep breath, imagining that the bottoms of your feet are opening like doors. And then hold. Imagine a grounding cord going all the way through the bottom of your feet, all the way down to the center of the earth. And exhale, allowing that grounding cord to really root into the core of the earth. And release, allowing that energy from the core of the earth to run all the way up through the bottoms of your feet, up into your root chakra at the base of your spine. And taking some reset breaths. And then take a big breath in, allowing the top of your head to open like a door. And hold, allowing that cord to shoot up from the top of your head all the way through to source. And then exhale, allowing the energy to run all the way down through source into the top of your head. And hold, seeing that energy run through every single cell of your body. Just activating you, energizing you. And then just take some normal breaths. I just want you to call out to your younger child, to the younger version of yourself. Just imagine yourself as a younger version of you. Whatever age comes up is perfectly safe and perfectly aligned with you. Whatever comes up is perfectly correct. Invite your younger version of you to come a little bit closer, knowing that they are safe. And if they don't trust you yet, that's okay. If they don't trust you, they don't really want to show themselves to you, that's okay. Just let them know that it is safe to come out. And if they don't feel like it's safe, just kind of observe what they're doing. Like, are they looking down? What does their face look like? What are some of their features? Just observe. And you can speak some words of comfort. Like, I see you. hear you. I'm here for you now. You are safe. You are loved. You are enough. And you can even ask them, what do you need most right now? What do you need most? And notice if anything changes in their posture and if anything changes in their facial expressions, if they say anything. And notice any sensations inside of your body as you offer this comfort. And you can stay in this space as long as you need to, just comforting them, asking them what they need, asking them what you need to do for them so that they know that they're safe, so that they know that they're protected. But sometimes they've been, shoved and stuffed down for so long that they don't trust that you're actually going to do what you say that you're going to do. They'll be fully seen by you. And you can negotiate with them. Like, what's something that you need that I can do for you? What's something small that I can do for you? Maybe they want some more playtime, or they want some more rest time, or they want to, have like a physical hug that you give them every single night, right? Like you can hug yourself every night, or, whatever it is. Just let them know that you're here, you're not going anywhere. And, like really sit in this meditation. Like it's not something that needs to be rushed. Of course, I'm not going to go into this for very much longer, but this is something that you can absolutely do on your own. Just sit with your inner child, ask them what they need, like trust the answers that are coming, and actually work something out with them to where you can, like fulfill that for them. Letting them know that you're not going anywhere. They are safe. Because when you start to create this space, you're going to open yourself up to receiving more. And once your inner child starts to feel seen and heard and loved, like they'll release some of that trauma that there was imposed upon them when they were younger. So taking your time, you can sit in this for a little bit longer, but if you're ready to come out, we can always start with like small incremental chunks and then go in and talk to your inner child for a little bit longer. But when you're ready, just putting your hand on your heart, letting them know that you're always going to be there. Give them a hug or a kiss if you want to. Stroke their hair, letting them know they're safe. And then when you're ready, just allow them to merge into your heart. And then when you're ready, come back to your surroundings, come back to your room, come back to your body. And then open your eyes. All right, guys. So that's just a small little meditation. Again, you can do on your own. You can do it anytime. You can go back and rewind it and do it again on here. But it's a good thing to just give your inner child that awareness, like that they deserve to be heard and seen too, and that there's no judgment, only compassion from here on out. Okay, so I hope that was a good little exercise for you. As far as things coming up, I do have a talk that is coming up on Monday, which I will drop in the Facebook group about. And other than that, like you'll hear from me every week. Of course, I always do my Monday motivations, and then I also will be teaching about whatever I'm talking about in the Monday motivation inside of here every Wednesday. So I appreciate you all. Love you all. And yeah, keep going at it. I'm always here for any support that you need. Okay. Bye now.